G'day and welcome to the Slice for AFL Play. This, as always, is for the playmakers, for anyone that's ever picked up the footy or enjoyed the game from the sidelines. We are going to be serving you a slice of play every week right here on the Slice, and by we, I mean myself and my beautiful co-host, Starr MCG.
Hello, you were getting so good at this intro. I feel like you've really found your groove.
We're 10 episodes deep. If you weren't starting to nail it now, I think you never made. About 10 games when you want to start feeling comfortable at AFL level. That's when you want to start getting a kick. So I'm not surprised that we're starting to nail it now. How are you, Shabby?
I'm really good. How are you, mate?
Yeah, never better, never better. In saying that, footy season has come to a screeching halt.
Yes.
It's crazy the way that you build up to your grand final, and it's when the footy season has its most momentum. It's like when a freight train's going its fastest. Then the game finishes, and it's the biggest game of all, and all of a sudden, it's gone. It's not there anymore.
Yeah.
So it is.
How are you feeling? Like
withdrawn? Like I'm feeling lost. I'm feeling directionless.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. A bit of a loss of identity.
Is it time to maybe...
A loss of relevance as well. It's like I'm almost relevant when people talk to me. People are like, Rog, what do you think of this? And then all of a sudden footy season finishes and all of a sudden I've got nothing. I've got no character left to work with.
Okay, Rog, I feel like if this was a handy point question, if one of our listeners was writing in and asking for advice, we would not be saying these things to them. So you need to work on your self-talk.
So what would you suggest to me, right? Because I do think that if I harness my energy into another aspect of life, I'll probably have plenty to offer. But at the moment, footballing is pretty much everything I got. So what would you suggest?
So I think that over the last 10 episodes, I've had the pleasure of stepping into your world and it's been so great. And I think now that footy season is over, perhaps you could take a step into my world.
Okay.
You could.
What do you even do?
What do girls do?
All I know you do so far is you go on walks in the morning. What do you do for the other 10 hours of your day before you go to sleep?
I just walk the entire time.
Every time I see it, how you going, Start? Oh, I had the best hot girl walk this morning. Great. What else did you do?
One thing about the girlies, we've got a lot of hobbies, you know. There's always something little, like fun little silly crafty things going on. We like making things. We like stepping into the lore of Taylor Swift as well. You could become a Swiftie in the off season.
Not a chance in a million years, darling.
But if I said that about AFL before we started the Slice, you know, you've got to have an open mind, Rog.
You do, and if I go onto your show that we are hosting and it's called Swifties, then I reckon I will open my mind to it. But while we're on the Slice for the AFL Play, I think I might harness my energy into football. But yes, I may give Taylor Swift a chance, but I need a bit more. I need something else, because at the moment, all I know about your identity is walks in the morning and Taylor Swift makes good music. And I need a little bit more from you than that.
That's pretty much it. That's just me. That's who I am.
Oh, well, that's
what
cool.
I
That's
do.
cool. That's nice.
What I do.
That's way better than football.
Okay, I feel like what's going to help me a lot with suggesting some hobbies for you in the off season is asking you one simple question. How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Not as much as I used to. I used to think about it a lot in high school and after high school, but then I got into Vikings. And Vikings sort of took over. Now I think about Vikings a bit, but still Roman Empire gets it's not so much like the empire itself as like, because I don't know the history of the empire so much, but it's the thought of a gladiator, like the mentality of a gladiator and the Roman mentality. So that crosses my mind, I don't know, fortnightly or something like that, but more Vikings is more how I find my character.
Thank you for sharing.
Alrighty, Star, what is your 1 point and your 6 point?
Okay, I'm going to kick it off with my 1 point as always. And Rog, do you ever just do really silly little things? Like you just make silly mistakes around the house and you think, when am I going to be a grown up?
That is my whole life. Like my whole life is silly things that make you think, when am I going to grow up?
Yeah, well, something's happened to me this week and it was really frustrating. So, you know how if you leave a fridge open, it'll kind of give you a couple of beeps to be like, hello, like beep, beep, come and close me.
It's a great system.
It is,
really good system.
You'd think that generally...
I never know if I've left the fridge open or if there's a truck reversing in my kitchen.
You'd think that the system was pretty foolproof. I am here to defy all odds because this week I left the fridge open.
You what?
Yeah, I know. It's
You left the fridge open.
Yeah, we're getting pretty crazy here on the slice.
Jesus.
But no,
Was there an ice age in your kitchen? You come out and there was like a little animal looking for acorns. And
yeah, Scrat from Ice Age.
Is that what happened?
Weirdly, there was penguins. Anyways, so I didn't realize the fridge was like a little bit open. I went to bed.
Yeah, some might say it was a jar.
Yes, some may. I went to bed. None the wiser, I had no idea. And I woke up in the morning and realized, obviously. And my question to you, if your fridge was a jar overnight, would you still eat all the food in the fridge?
If my fridge was a jar, then you wouldn't be able to fit much in it.
How long have you been wanting to drop that one?
Just be some jam or something in there. If my fridge was a jar, it's all play on, especially overnight. If it was a 45-degree stinking summer's day, I might have a slight pause for hesitation.
Yeah.
But, at night it's generally cold anyway. I think that it'd be fine.
Okay, well.
And a jar as well. Like, there isn't that much.
I just really freaked out about it. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get sick from eating this food now.
Play on, but I would eat anything.
Okay.
There's not a lot that I wouldn't eat.
Well, I made Matt Rains eat it. Rainsy!
You're guilty.
I made Rainsy volunteer as tribute, and he seems fine. So play on, you reckon?
Play on, but this is coming from a household. This is what I witnessed the other day. Housemate Checkers and housemate Stray, the Marmalade boys, doing unbelievable things. But they, it's not like they have a full pantry and fridge stocked up, whipping up herb-crusted salmon late at night. What they did have was bread that was right on the brink of moldiness, if not like already had a speck on it, and canned hot dogs. And they like uncanned the hot dogs and ate like crusty old like bread that I wouldn't touch and canned hot dogs. So that goes to show sort of the surroundings I'm in. So and a jar fridge overnight, that's a walk in the park.
Sounds better than a canned hot dog.
And a jar fridge is a hot girl walk and a beautiful Sydney morning for me.
You're really getting down with the lingo. Okay, and my 6-pointer for this week is that my best friend, Elle, she took me out for a birthday surprise and she gave me very minimal details. She just said, I'm picking you up at this time and I need you to pack nice clothes as well. And we had the most amazing day. We went to kind of like a day spa. I went in an ice bath.
Why do you always get my friends don't surprise me. You got surprised. Rainsy surprised you for your birthday last week, taking you away. You didn't know where you were going.
I'm very lucky.
In saying that, I did get surprised with Borgie, my coach, earlier in the season. I have been surprised.
That's your surprise. Well, yeah, so she took me out on this amazing day. We went in ice bath, sauna. We went out for a really nice lunch. And the reason why it's my 6 point is, of course, we had an amazing experience together. But you know when you're younger, like we did a question last week about someone finishing high school, they're worried about not seeing their friends. And why it is such a special 6-pointer to me is because I didn't meet Elle until like years and years after I finished high school. And the message that always comes to me is that like when you're young, you think, oh, these people are going to be in my life forever and I'm really worried about us growing apart. But I think the truth is that you maybe haven't actually met some of the most important people in your life yet.
The soulmates.
Yeah, and she's just so special to me and I feel so lucky, and it's always in those moments. And I think if we met at work in an old job that I had, and if I didn't talk to the weird new girl, I wouldn't have, been having these amazing friend dates. And
work friends are incredible because you spend 8 hours with someone. Like you spend so long with them. Whereas with your mates, you might catch up for a couple of hours for lunch or whatever. But 8 hours in a workplace, you really get to know another side of someone that a standard friend perhaps may not a lot of the time. But that is a beautiful thing. One time, she sounds like an absolute ripper. You, Rainsy, Elle, and myself, we should go out.
Yes, please.
Go out somewhere for a lunch. That'd be sensational and a nice sort of surprise.
What is yours for this week, Rog?
My 1-pointer is something that was probably long overdue, and one of those things that you may know it's coming, but even though you know that, it doesn't prepare you for when it does. Went over to Mum's to just have some dinner when she made me a little care package, as she tends to, which we love. Take it back home and have lunch for the next 3 days to take to work. It's a beautiful thing. It's a superb cook, my mum. But I go over and she sits me down for a serious conversation. I go, oh no. And it was like the worst possible news.
Were you in trouble?
Worst possible news. She says, Connor, when are you going to get a girlfriend? And I was like, oh no, I knew this conversation was coming, but I hate that it's here. She goes, you're 25 now. I'm sick of cooking for you all the time. No, she loves cooking for me, but she says, you know, there should be someone else in your life you can rely on whenever you want to be looked after. I want to see you have a girlfriend. When are you going to have a girlfriend? And I said to you, Mum, you're lucky. You have no idea what's in store for you because it's currently October.
Yes.
And I've said this whole year that my girlfriend will be coming in October. And we're not far off. There is a date in the works. You might remember from a few weeks ago. This is a callback with the beautiful lady that I met at Electric on Chapel Street, and we shared a little kiss. But then she didn't want to bar of me, didn't respond to me the next day. It all turned sour. I told the story on the slice. She saw the video, replied, said, "Hey, I'm in Sydney up until mid-October, but when I come back to Melbourne, can we go for a drink?" I said, "Absolutely." So that's coming.
Back on.
That's coming. And Mum, I don't want to go the early crow on but the girlfriend is coming in October. Whether it is Electric Girl or someone else, it might have to wait till October. Is it how many days in October?
30 days has September, April, June, and November, all the rest. 31. Do you ever do that in your head when you have to?
I never learned that poem.
Really?
I never learned that thing, nah. But October 31st, even if it waits till then, Mum, if you're watching, the missus is coming. The debut missus.
I do believe you described her as the most beautiful girl you'd ever seen.
Apart from yourself,
Of
obviously.
course.
Maybe you didn't go on your hot girl walk that day when I told the story.
And Rog, what's your 6 point for this week?
My 6-pointer is one that would have been a 1-pointer up until about 2-3 years ago. But I've grown up and I have a different perspective on life. So Checkies and Saray, my housemates, they flew over to Adelaide to do some stuff for the Sandful Grand Final not long ago. And while they were gone, I had to scope through the house, and it was pretty unavoidable to realise that the house was filthy. There was all the surfaces were dusty. There was just plates and dishes all over. It just wasn't a pretty sight, and that's, you know.
Wait, you live with them, don't you?
I live with them.
Yeah.
But there was just stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
It just wasn't clean. It was not. If you came to Melbourne, I would have been ashamed to bring you into their house and say this is where I live. So I got to work. They were in Adelaide for the weekend. I decided to get to work, and for like 6 hours, I couldn't believe it. I cleaned the house pristine, and it was the longest I've actually gone into a single day without eating. I woke up and at 9 started cleaning for about 4, 5, 6 hours, and it got to like 2, 3 o'clock, and I realized I haven't even eaten yet.
Because you were just in the zone.
I was in the zone. You know, it's so hard to clean the first thing, but then once you clean the first thing, you can clean it all.
Yeah.
So I scrubbed the toilet. Up until 2 years ago, I wouldn't have even known that you had to bleach a toilet. Now I actually enjoy bleaching a toilet. There's something therapeutic about it.
Do you know, actually, Matt Rainsy, my boyfriend, loves cleaning the toilet as well, because he said it's because you can actually see, you get the
instant gratification.
Yes, you get the instant gratification of seeing something be really dirty, and it's the same with the shower. Whereas maybe if you're, I like vacuuming as well. Yeah, well, there you go. I think there's some logic to that.
It's probably why I hate stacking the dishwasher, because you don't see the reward.
Yeah.
It takes you a little while to get the reward. It's just off to the side. But no, so I cleaned the whole house. They got home and went, "Rog, it looks like they've knocked the joint down and built it up brand new." So I like doing things for my friends. I like cleaning the house, and it's nice to know that I'm the sort of person that cleans a house.
That's really nice.
Because it took a while. Because maybe at 23 I wouldn't. But we've gotten to the point where I do.
Do we think the boys are going to return the favour?
I think they will.
Good.
I back Checkers and Australian. I have no doubt said they will. Them, even though they are the Div 12 Rezzies and they pride themselves on living the reserves lifestyle and they eat canned hot dogs, I do think that they will return the favour. Because that's what footballing culture is. I have your back, you have mine.
Aww.
That's footy.
Rog, we are now up to episode 10 of The Slice. Can you believe it?
Double digits, 10 of the best. That's a milestone.
I know. I feel like we should have got a cake with a little candle.
Yeah.
And I would say we know each other pretty well now.
Better than anyone I've ever known in my life.
Would you say we are besties?
Yeah. For sure.
I mean, I'm no Caden McDonald. I'm not gonna try and take that.
Well, you know what? Caden can take outright thrown as soulmate.
Oh.
You can have best mate.
Okay.
In the workplace.
Well, I think it's very important that we put it to the test.
All right, let's go.
Let's do a little best.
Do you think you know me better, or do you think I know you better?
I don't know. Well, before you said all that makes, before you said my only personality traits are hot girl walks and Taylor Swift. So yeah. I don't know if you know any deeper than that.
I don't think there is anything deeper than that is the issue. But I think that memory's always been an issue for me, memory retention.
Ooh.
So this will be a challenge. But I think that I back myself in because I reckon I know you like I know the back of my hand. And do I know the back of my hand?
Rog, I've got a little whiteboard here,
Mm.
so we're gonna take turns passing the whiteboard between us.
It's like the original iPad. is what it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
wow, really, we got a throwback right here. All right, Rog. So how it's gonna work? I'm gonna ask you a question about me, and if you really are a bestie, then you're gonna get them right. I'm gonna write the real answer on this whiteboard here.
I'd be disappointed if you wrote the fake answer.
then-
that would really make life tough.
And then we'll see how much of a bestie you are.
All right, far away.
So, what is my star sign?
Oh, I don't even know what they are. I'm going to. What? Oh, it was your birthday. Oh, but I don't know what month correlates to what. I'm gonna go with a Taurus. I don't even know what. I don't even know which one I am. Okay, well that's so. We're nil. I've missed an opportunity to get a point on the board.
You have.
All right, next up, Righto Star. I missed an opportunity to go 1-0 up there, but this is your opportunity to take the lead. What AFL team do I so passionately support?
Oh, well, that's an easy one because I've gotten this wrong previously and had to face the consequences. That would be the one and only, the greatest team in all of AFL, Carlton!
Carlton! Woo! 1 point on the board for
Yes, 1
Star.
point for
In
me.
saying that, if you didn't know that about me, then forget about not being best friends. We'd almost be enemies like that. You just had to nail that one. That was an absolute alley-oop. I can't believe you get that for a first question. I get what star sign you are. When have we ever talked about your star sign?
Maybe you're just not listening. Next question. We talk a lot about our families here on The Slice. Rog, how many siblings do I have? I will also accept how many kids are in my family, so myself included. So you could do 2 numbers.
Okay. How many kids do you have in your family? Multiple.
It's got to be a number.
I'm going to go with 7.
Yay!
Yes! Come on! Woo! A board on the point for Rog, 1 apiece. Okay, Star. This is going a bit beyond the layers of football, and there isn't many other layers, let me tell you. Not exactly a souffle or a croissant. What is my coffee order?
Well, Rog, I know that when you come into the studio, you've got to have your coffee beforehand. And what am I going to get you if I'm ordering you a coffee? That would be an oat latte.
Bang!
Yay!
Oat latte. That is sensational. Well done, Star. Phenomenal. You're up 2-1.
Yeah.
This is a good game because even when you're losing, you're not losing because you've got a mate that really knows you inside and out. This is a good game.
That's a
I like-
bit cute.
Wholesome game.
Rog, okay, you can open your eyes.
Okay.
One final question.
All right, so this is for me to equalise it, and then if you get the next one wrong, then we end it as a draw.
It's giving rock, paper, scissors energy
Yeah.
all over again. Okay, all right. Well, you hear me talk a lot on The Slice, right?
Almost too much.
What is my favourite word / phrase?
/phrase throws a spanner in the works because if it was phrase, I think the term I hear you say most is hot girl walk. But if it was just a word, I think it would be one of Santa's favourite things, a sleigh. Yes! Sleigh! You're beauty. Welcome back to The Slice on AFL Sleigh.
Slayafel.
Love that. All right. Scores are level. If you get this wrong, we're 2 apiece and we're equal friends. All right, Star. This one is good because it's more of an observational thing. It's how much are you actually paying attention to me. Every week on the show, I've worn a ring. What finger on what hand do I wear the ring on that I've worn every single episode?
That's hard. Oh, okay.
Do you even look at me?
Yeah, but I don't look at your hands. You're not doing jazz hands on the show.
What finger?
Can I just have a look at you? Do we have any tan lines? Look, I am just going to take a stab in the dark here. I'm going to go your right hand, the ring finger.
No, right hand middle.
Oh,
Bad luck, Star.
close.
It's like you don't even look at me sometimes. Am I that repulsive? Am I that grotesque? You can't even fathom the thought of looking in my direction. You can't bear it for 1 second after 10 episodes. But at least we're equal best friends.
There you go.
And that's
Bestie
what best
test.
friends is all about.
Yeah.
I guarantee you by episode 20 we'll be
Well,
three
now I'll
piece.
be checking.
Yeah,
We'll be doing a scan every episode.
Last week, Star, we touched on or introduced the concept of starting our very own football team. You're starting to fall in love with the game. You're starting to enjoy it. So I think it's a bit about time we got you involved with the club.
Yes, please.
But why join a club when we can start our own? Now, it's probably going to be a bit hard to get an expansion club into the AFL, but you can start your own team locally. You can, even if it's just AFL 7s, you know, the miniature footy, or whatever it may be. We are capable of starting our own team, and I think we should, and it's something we should look forward to in the future and go embark on this journey together.
Yeah, so it's at the moment it's more of like a fantasy kind of vibes, right? Like we're just kind of trying to put the ideas out there to the universe.
All realised dreams start as a fantasy. You know, they all do. So, yeah.
So inspiring.
You could say it's just a fantasy, but so's every dream. So's every dream. So it will become a reality in the future.
We're manifesting it.
There are a lot of aspects to starting a football team. There's a lot of... have you watched, like, the Wrexham show with, like, Ryan Reynolds and whatnot?
No.
Right, where he took over an English soccer club that was, like, bottom division and is now trying to take him towards the top division.
Oh, Ted Lasso.
No.
You're talking about Ted?
Wrexham, no. Ryan Reynolds. Anyway, irrelevant.
But it's like the same concept.
Probably a similar concept, but that's a round ball game. We're capable of doing the same thing in the greatest game in the world, Australian rules football. The first thing we need is a team name.
Okay, and we did speak a lot about team names on last week's episode. We actually ranked some local footy clubs. And I know in that episode I said I agreed with you because you wanted something really strong and really powerful.
We need to be feared and we need to be respected.
Yes.
We need to be hated but admired.
However, I have had some time to think since last week.
I would hope so.
I think we need to kind of rebrand what our club name is to make it more like fun and cool and, you know, something that's going to get people talking on TikTok and everything.
Footy largely is about having fun, but it's mostly about winning. And I know that's contrary to what everyone says. Everyone says you're in there to have fun, not there to win. But ultimately, you have the most fun when you're winning premierships. So it is about fun, but it's about winning premierships.
So could we just be called like the Premiership Penguins?
No, I love it. Well, I love a penguin as much as the next bloke. Go up to Phillip Island, you see the little fairy penguins. You think they are just the most adorable creature. You think, I want to give that little penguin a hug. But you don't think, the last thing I'd want is to be opposing 22 penguins out on a football field. They're not terrifying. They're not scared. You've gone almost pig snort mode with, never mind the penguins.
I'm sorry.
Golly. Was that your suggestion of what our team noise should be? Was that like a Freudian slip where you actually think we should be called the pigs?
It just overtook me.
Yeah, that was phenomenal.
Okay, well, pitch me some ideas then.
We want to be tough. We want to be feared. What were the most feared warriors in the world? Potentially the Roman Empire, the gladiators.
Well, the Magpies are already taken, right?
Not the Magpies. I don't fear the Magpies. What I do, the Vikings, it's been done.
Yeah.
What I haven't seen in the AFL world is the samurai slicers. Because they're slicing with their swords. They're feared. They're scary, the samurais. You respect the samurais. And what do samurais do? They slice things up.
What about...
And it has alliteration. You said you liked alliteration.
But what about the samurai slayers?
You do like slaying, but I like slicing. We do slay.
We slay on
We
the
slay and we
slice.
slice.
We cannot agree on a name, and producer Fenella has just come through the wire, and apparently she's got something that's better.
I don't know how you can't agree with the samurai slices, but that's okay. Go on, Fenella.
Okay, so, hi everyone.
Is this your first time on mic in
Yes,
this season?
first time on mic.
That's unbelievable.
Hi Slice. So, we talk a lot of talk about running through said brick walls on this podcast.
We do.
Brick walls seem to be a common theme, a bit of an enemy.
The bricklayers.
The sledgehammers.
Oh, that's so
unreal.
good.
Yeah, that's way better.
Wow.
That's good. That's better than samurai slices.
The sledgehammer
The
slayers.
Well, the sledgehammer slayers sounds like we're slaying sledgehammers. Like
True.
we're all out. We want to eliminate sledgehammers. No, we are the sledgehammers.
I really like that. The sledgehammers.
Yeah, I don't think we even need to have another name. Like it,
No.
it doesn't need to be multiple words.
And our fans, our loyal supporters can be the sledgies.
They can, and we can all get together and have a movie night before the big games and watch I Am Legend with Will Smith in it.
That's so good. Okay.
Well, but even though I do love the Sledgehammers and I'm all in, Fenella's put on an absolute clinic, I think that we should still put it out there to our loyal slice of viewers who we absolutely love. Value your opinion. Let us know. Comment. If you've got something better than the Sledgehammers, I'm all ears. Because if it is better, it'd be bloody good.
Please let us know.
Episode 10 start.
Woo.
Double digits. That takes 2 full hands to count out 10.
Yep.
Is drawing to a close. But before we do, I love this. I know we always say each segment's our favourite part of the show, but when there's a really good reason to shout out a team, nothing gets me more up and about. Dare I say, I could run through a brick wall. I've experienced the fairy tales in football before, and I know how incredible it feels. So it fills me with joy when I see the Q Reserves women's side, who played a grand final on the weekend, Star. And you wouldn't believe what happened to them.
What happened?
They were down in the last quarter. Some may even say that they were out of it. But not the Q Women's Reserves team. They weren't out of it. They believed. And what happens? They pump the ball inside 50. They get a mark. The siren goes and they are down. But when you're down, Star, in AFL, if you've taken the mark and the siren goes, you can still have a shot after the siren. But the pressure's on. It feels like the whole world's watching. Can she deal with the pressure? Can she slot it straight through the high diddle, the cat and the fiddle, and send her team to victory? All the opposition are yelling at her, telling her she's going to miss. She blocks them out. She kicks it straight through, and the Q Women's Reserves are premiers.
Oh, no way.
Sweet victory.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Nothing
We'd
better.
love to see it.
I go down for a kick at the park by myself with no one watching, and I feel pressure, let alone after the siren in a grand final. You decide 44 people's emotions for the next couple weeks, like whether they're stoked or whether they're really upset, and she had the composure, drilled it. Good on you.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is too good. But alas, what a note to finish on.
I know.
I'm glad that we finished on such a triumphant note, given it's our 10th episode. Big milestone, but it is time to bring it in. Everyone get in.
Bring it in.
I unfortunately forgot to get on to Bear in the Big Blue House, like I said I would do last week, and ask if we can get the trademark for goodbye, goodbye, good friends, goodbye.
Goodbye.
But it is our time to say goodbye, Star. It's been an absolute pleasure. Make sure that you do follow us on all of our socials, on YouTube, on Instagram at AFLPLAY, and we're back here every week Wednesday at 6:30 for The Slice on AFLPLAY.
And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss an episode. We miss you already, and we'll see you next week.
The Slice, presented by AFLPLAY, is hosted by Star MCG and Connor Rogers.
The Slice is recorded and produced at Amplify Studios, situated on Gadigal land. We pay our respects to the traditional owners of the land and waters in which we record on.